Hi everyone, so I'm back part 2 of week 11, and for this part of the week I'm documenting our trip to Athens. So obviously still using a travel collection because I wanted to use that because we was in Edinburgh. Well, I was in Edinburgh at the beginning of the week, and then in Athens at the end of the week, as well as the next week as well. So I'm using this collection for 2 weeks. So yeah, we flew to Athens on Friday, but we travelled to Manchester Airport on the Thursday, and then we were there right through to Wednesday. So loads and loads of photos. It's always very difficult to pick which photos I want to put in of the trip. I like to put ones in that sort of highlight each day. So you've got something from each day, or the major things, things that maybe mean the most to me, or things I was looking forward to the most, or things like that. So yeah, I love putting together travel layouts. I always have so many photos to pick from, so it's always quite easy. But yeah, we had a really, really nice time. We thoroughly recommend Athens. I'm looking forward to doing a travel album at some point. We love Greece anyway, but we've never been to Athens. We've done quite a few of the islands, but yeah, not Athens. So yeah, so I'm going to use that 6x4 card that says let's find some beautiful place to get lost, because it does have the plane on there, and I thought that was quite nice because obviously we were flying this week. So I'm going to use that 6x4 to go at the top. I'm using some leftover paper. I don't have too much left of this mustard colour, but it can go in the background, which is quite nice. So I'm using that. I obviously didn't have any sort of background in this pocket, so I had to use some white paper just to cut out a 6x4, because I don't like when things are like rolling around in the pockets. I like them to fit snugly in there, so I always make sure that the pocket that I'm filling in is going to be the right size. So that's why you'll see me back with a lot of stuff on the white paper. So the first photo is a picture of Joe and I. We were actually at Manchester Piccadilly station here because we had travelled from home, and we were going to get some food before going onto the airport to stay overnight. And because we were flying very early the next day, we were flying at 7 o'clock, I think, the next day. So we decided to stay at the airport. But we did get some food at the station. So they have like a restaurant that overlooks the terminal of the train station. What's it called? I can't think what it's called. But overlooks like everything of the station. So we just sat up there, and that's just a picture of us before our food came out. Obviously using some of the stickers from the sticker sheet. And yeah, I love using all the word stickers that come with simple stories. There was loads of them, and they're always very relevant. And yeah, I just love all the colours and everything that come with them. So then the cards are going to go in the middle. I'm going to use some of the tags up. That's one of the things I don't use very often, is the tags. And obviously with Simple Stories collections, they always come with tags. So I do try and use them up as much as I can now. So I'm just going to use some of the mustard paper to back some of these tags on. One of them has like a little destination and a space for me to stamp. So I will use my alpha stamps to stamp Athens in that little box. And then the two photos are going to go in the middle. So we actually stayed in a really lovely hotel, and I completely forgot that I picked this hotel because I booked it so far in advance. I completely forgot that I booked a hotel with a rooftop view of the Acropolis because I was looking at all these different bars and places that we could go and get some views of the Acropolis at night and have a drink and things. And then I realised that I'd booked this hotel because of that. I think I had a choice between this hotel and another one that was slightly cheaper, but I thought it was quite nice to have the rooftop, and it was only literally about £30 difference. So we had this lovely hotel, and every day for breakfast we could go up onto the balcony and have our breakfast with the views of the Acropolis. So obviously this is quite a zoomed out view of it, but you can actually see close up the Acropolis in that photo. So it was really lovely every morning to be able to go up to nice sunshine and just have our breakfast and stuff with that view. Most days was sunny and bright. I think we had one day that was a little bit cloudy, but every other day was really nice and sunny. So it was just amazing to see that view every day. And we did actually go up one evening and had some drinks with it at night as well. So obviously when I come to do my full travel album, you'll see all the photos there. But yeah, it was just a very nice thing to have this rooftop. And a lot of the hotels do have rooftop views of the Acropolis. The Acropolis is amazing because you can see it from everywhere. Like, it's so nice. You're walking down the street and you can see it, 'cause it's one of the highest points of Athens, so you can see it from everywhere. So yeah, it's really, really lovely. So that was our view. I wanted to put that in because I really enjoyed that. And then I did put a picture of my ice cream, or like gelato, because I love gelato and it's one of the main things I have when I'm out in, like, over in the Mediterranean. It's so lovely. So one of the first things we did actually when we got to the hotel, about 3, got changed and sort of freshened up, and then we went out for a wander, had some tea, and I got an ice cream because I was so looking forward to having some. And I love having pistachio gelato. It's my absolute favourite. So that was just one of them. Again, you'll see when I do the album how many ice creams I actually had in the 5 days that we were there, but they were so nice. So yes, I'm just going to put that one in there, and I'm going to use one of the journal tags so I can write a little bit about our time in Athens on the first couple of days. And then one of the larger photos, the 6x4s, obviously is going to be a picture of the Acropolis. So I pre-booked the Acropolis ticket to get in, because they do actually limit it now about how many people can go in at one time. So it was very crowded. We went on a Saturday. It obviously wasn't peak season. This was March, so I didn't expect it to be too busy, but it was very busy. And it was about 10 o'clock, I think we got tickets for, but it was crowded. Once you get to the very top, it isn't so bad, but going up the stairs and, you know, people were stopping and taking photos and things like that. So it was really busy, but we managed to, at the top, you can get some good photos and things. So we did actually get some really nice photos of ourselves in front of the Acropolis. But yeah, it was amazing. Highly recommend. Definitely lives up to its sort of hype. Some places like this can be a bit underwhelming, I think, because they're so crowded, or, you know, they're hyped up more than they should be. But the Acropolis is not one of them. Acropolis is absolutely amazing to see. My head still doesn't process the fact that this is that old. But it was incredible. And obviously do have some other sites that you can go and have a look around. We did actually go to the Acropolis Museum after this as well, but I don't think I include a photo of that here, because a lot of those photos were on my camera, and at the point of printing these, I just had my phone out, so I just thought I'd wait for that. But I had enough photos anyway on my phone to print for my project life. So yeah, I'm glad we got some really nice photos of ours. We actually asked some people to take some photos of us. We don't travel with like a tripod or anything like that. Sometimes we have our GoPro, but we just normally just ask someone. There's always plenty of people to ask, always families and things. And what's nice is people tend to ask us, and then they'll say, oh, do you want a photo? And that's my cue basically to go, oh yes please. I'm a bit shy on holiday. I won't always ask people to take photos of me, but I need to get over that, because I love these photos of Joe and I, and it's always nice. These are sort of photos that I print off and put in my home, you know, in front of like key landmarks and, you know, things like that. So I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't ask people. So yeah, do need to start asking more, but we've always managed to get the photos that we want, so that's good. So I'm just going to put the 6 2x2s together to make the final pocket, and that is everything. So I hope you've enjoyed this part, and I'll be back with week 12 shortly. Thank you very much. Bye.